You gonna just sit there and look stupid at me all night?
Yeah, pretty much. I rehearse all the time for that. So
So what are you up to?
yeah, what is it? A big super moon tonight? Shouldn't that mean our video will be twice as good if the moon's even fuller?
It's a super moon?
Something like that. Some bigger than normal moon or something. I forgot the word they're using for it.
It's just a full moon. If it's
It's just a
bigger,
full
it's
moon.
because of that rocket they blew up on us.
I made it bigger, yeah, by a tiny bit.
Yeah, I dented it, made it turn into egg shapes.
So I made a video today about fishing. So you saw my video about fishing?
No, I don't watch your videos. I saw a Bible theme and it turned me off. So
Well, you used to be a priest.
I'm not a priest. I was never a priest.
No, just trained for it though.
Just because I learned Latin and Greek, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. How many languages do you know, Hugh? You know Filipino, you know Latin and Greek, and do you know Hebrew too? I know you know Italian. I don't know how well, but I know you know some Italian.
I know how to make pie.
You know how to make pie?
Yeah, cherry pies.
No, I made pie in my video today, in my fish video.
Yeah, but you're talking about math.
Right.
I'm talking about pies you can really eat, like cherry pie.
Well, you've got the whole truth of the universe, Hugh, and we've got all this time to make a video here, and we're recording. I suppose maybe we should say something.
I don't know what to talk about. I'm just editing the book you wrote about me.
Well, I found it interesting that this was the Georgia Guidestones week here. How long has it been since they blew those up? But
You know, at the very moment they blew up the Guidestones, somebody blew up dynamite at my house.
right, there's no way that's a coincidence, because you were actually asking or not asking, but you were talking about that. Like you were saying, why did they blow up dynamite at my house? And then the next day they blew up the Guidestones, and you were trying to figure out what message they were sending you, because
Yeah.
there was nobody making a road or anything.
Snot-nosed kids blew up Mother Earth religion on Guidestones. I read a story. The police think it was a 25 and 27-year-old.
Okay. Wonder how they got brainwashed into getting the job for the government, because I mean, it had to have been coordinated. Just the fact that it was 42 years old plus 3 months and 14 days. I mean, what are the chances of that? 3 times 14 is 42, the number on your baby pictures. I mean, so even if they
I told you
blame
I
some,
from a Christenson and an Indian chief.
right? Yeah, they marked you real good with this.
And then they set off dynamite at my house at the same time they blew up the Guidestones.
Yeah.
I posted it on your timeline.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
So
I remember talking to you about it. I was thinking, okay, well, somebody made some dynamite, and I was like, okay, or blew up some dynamite for some reason.
That's those gay people that killed the kids in Oakland County. They blew it up. Remember, they kidnapped me, and on the day that they murdered my family member, Admiral Byrd, they cut my father's hands off, and then they marked me with 4s and 2s and pi all my life.
Yeah, I know.
A bunch of gay people in Michigan, Oakland County, Michigan. I know exactly who it is. It's in my book.
Yeah, it's crystal clear. I think now that they've blown it up, we might have to add a sentence there to one of the chapters about it.
You're right. He should be put in prison for spreading a lie about what the Guidestones were. They were Mother Earth religion in a bunch of languages.
Right.
Real bad. They talked about love and living within your means.
Yeah, you want to go through the 10 here? Let me so I don't quote them wrong.
I don't need to.
Well,
I
I wouldn't
I
mind
know
getting your
what it
opinion
is.
about it, but
You can if you want. Go ahead.
no, I already did. I did on the last video. I want to hear your
I
opinion
know.
about it. So,
Well, I already know that it's Mother Earth religion. I grew up on an Indian reservation. I live with an Indian family right now. Um, I'm having a hard time doing anything because I keep getting hacked no matter where I go on Earth. I had to turn my Facebook off because I'm being hacked there right now. And if
yeah,
you
they managed to take it away from you
you made
once.
a page about me and the people at Facebook, they go back 5, 6 years trying to find reasons to take down my truth about who really murdered the Kennedy family.
Yeah, I know they do. Yeah, you couldn't even get online yesterday, but I'm glad you got it going for today. They cut your water lines here not too long ago too. This month, since the last time we talked.
Yeah, somebody poisoned my water.
It's obvious that you have a message that they do not want told. So let's get your opinion, Hugh, about these 10 commandments here. The first one, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with
Alex Jones
nature.
said that meant they wanted to kill everybody, and that's a supposition that was never true. That was just saying to live in harmony with nature.
Yeah, yeah. I
After
think it's interesting they
after the
use
next
maintain,
atomic
not
war,
reduce.
um, World War III, um, you'll have a way to do that, because they're going to kill off most of the population when they have World War III with nuclear
Right,
weapons. So the
right.
Georgia Guidestones would have been a good guide, and their Mother Earth religion. You know, I don't think it. I know it. I grew up on the Iroquois reservation.
Yeah, yeah. And I think these people were afraid of nuclear holocaust, and that's, the guy you worked for that built it, JC Christenson. I think he was thinking this is what could happen. The world could be
Well,
destroyed by nukes and
we've always
have to
known that.
rebuild.
We've always known that whatever tools man makes, he uses. Nuclear weapon is just another tool, and they're going to kill themselves with it. We always knew that.
Yeah,
What tool have you seen people make that they didn't use?
right.
Uh, so of course they're going to use nuclear weapons. It's just a matter of when.
What I don't think I said it perfectly exactly or clearly enough what you and JC Christensen and the Indian fella built. Maybe you want to clarify that.
The Georgia Guidestones.
No, I mean when you worked for him, what did you build at the factories?
Oh, well, everybody has a bulkhead at the end of their steering wheel, and it's got 167 to 287 connections at the end of the steering wheel. It's called a bulkhead. We designed that with a guy named John Scheitz, and it's in every car on Earth. It's where all your computer connections connect to. You know how you got a computer in your car?
Yeah,
It connects to the bulkhead at the end of the steering wheel. So does the fuse box. That's where all the connections are, like your turn signals, your brake lights. Nowadays, your cruise control and the things that control your gas.
So you helped JC Christensen design those
We
and they went
designed all kinds of
into
things.
assembly lines?
We designed all kinds of things there. He put up his factory. He used to make spring-loaded pins
Okay.
by the thousands that went into those bulkheads. And he'd make about $2 a pin. And each bulkhead in every car has at least 167 of those pins that connect at the end of the steering wheel. So he made all kinds of money. He was a millionaire.
Right.
I worked for a lot of million and billionaires. I worked for another guy who created, he's got the patent on two triangles that has a screw running through them. And that's all they are, is two triangles with a fine threaded screw. and they come up, and as they come together like that, when you screw them in, they level machines, lathes, mills, things like that. Every factory on earth has things like that. His name was Pete Medaychek. I worked with him in Brighton, Michigan. My family owned the patents on the Fuller transmissions, the Chevy van, all the buses on earth, the milk trucks. I had patents that I could take a plastic bag like this, squeeze it, and it would turn into oxygen and talc powder. I had a patent for that, but the US government stole all that from me. And you know that.
Yeah, I do.
I had a patent for that when I was 7 years old.
Who was the Indian that this Indian religion was based off of,
I'm
that
not
JC
going to talk
Christian
about
knew?
the Indian chief.
Okay.
His daughter is still alive and she doesn't want me to.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. So his beliefs for Indians basically came from that Indian chief that worked with you at JC Christensen, right?
I and Christensen would design tools for General Motors and Chrysler and Ford, and the chief would machine them for us. He was a machinist like my father. Remember, my father worked at Divco making milk trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Indians owned Divco.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
still a factory, and the Indians are good machinists. And I'm not Indian. I really don't want to talk about that Indian chief because I've always respected his daughter, and she doesn't know that the chief worked with me. He came to my wedding. She doesn't know any of that. When we married the Apache Indian girl, that chief came to my wedding. And he was working with me, with Christensen, when the Guidestones were built.
Did he ever mention building the Guidestones while you were working for him?
No.
Okay.
It's something that we did in secret because I was put on a reservation because people were trying to kill me. They killed my twin. They murdered Admiral Byrd. And they were chaining me to a post and torturing me. And Indians protected me from those governors' families. And when the Guidestones were built, it was all done in secret. They were hiding me from the gay pedophiles torturing me. Right in my school system. I went to Hoover Elementary. I lived on Hoover Street. And the principal, Long, and my teacher, Wallace, would hand me over to Osborne and Hall and Anderson and Andrews, and all of these people were running the school system in Oakland County. And they were helping the pedophiles murder kids.
Well, when you originally escaped the first time,
Patterson covered all that up.
right?
The Indian reservation I was put on, they protected me.
Yeah, you ran out from Osborne to them.
A job at 16 or 17, they built the Guidestones. It was all done in secret. They were hiding me. Now that my book's coming out, people are trying to kill me again.
Yeah, I know. And that's why they destroyed them. They don't want this leading back to you, which leads back to 9/11 and Kennedy and
I'm having really bad physical problems. I don't know how much longer I'm going to live because people keep trying to poison me. You know, a person's body can only take so much abuse.
Right. Yeah, I know. No, I hear daily the things that they put you through, and it's not pleasant at all.
I'm not doing real well. I'm hoping I can finish editing the book you wrote about me. I'm on chapter 17, and I believe there's another I believe you got 26 chapters in a biography. I got, what, nine chapters to go. And I haven't edited it yet. I just put it in book format.
Yeah, it's quite a few
I'm
pages.
not at home. I left my home because somebody's blowing up dynamite over there. So I'm sitting in Vegas right now. Editing your book. Or maybe I'm in Idaho, or maybe I'm in California. I can't hide from the government because they're hacking my Facebook account right now. I can't, if I go on Facebook, they hack me. And you know, I tried to do a video with you last night. It wasn't possible.
Yeah, I know. Couldn't even get on.
When, and you know, this is my full moon video. And I am the truth of Hoffa's murder and Kennedy's, 5 Kennedy
Looking
murders.
just for,
And they're all going to attack me and try to say I'm not. I don't think I am. I know.
you're not come
I
back.
won't. Why did they murder my family 5 times?
But the number 2 commandment says guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity.
It's telling me
Oh,
here
your
on my
connection
end,
might be coming back.
yeah, it's telling me here on my end that my internet connection is unstable.
You were gone there for about a minute or so, so I read the second commandment.
I'm going to repeat what I just said. On the truth of 5 Kennedy murders and Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance. Jimmy Hoffa was my family member.
Oh, you froze up again. I don't know if you hear
I know.
me or not.
It's because I'm being.
So I don't know if we'll get a good connection or not. But just oh,
Are you there?
yes,
Yeah,
you're
see,
back.
this whole video just died, and then it took it about 45 seconds to come back. So I'll have to edit this video. But I'm being hacked right now. And I'll say it again, Greg. I'm the truth of 5 Kennedy family members' murders, starting with John F. Kennedy. I'm the truth of the Oakland County child killings. I'm the truth of Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance. And I don't think it, I know these things. And all media has been hiding me since the day I was born. Since Oakland County, my Oakland County public school would kidnap me. They murdered my twin. They kidnapped I and my twin with Camille Sirhan back in 1953 or 4. And I've had all kinds of family members murdered. 5 times my entire family's been murdered. And it's government servants in the White House murdering my wife with all the media on her. The Graham family owns the media in Detroit, and they've covered up my truth of the Oakland County child killings with L. Brooks Patterson and Sheriff Hackle all my life. So when my book comes out, everybody's going to attack me. And I'm going to be attacked by police and the FBI that kidnapped me when I was 4 and tortured me. Same family still runs that FBI. You know, if I call the FBI or the police about dead kids carried across straight lines, they hang up on me at the front desk and never.
Osborne's still running it.
What's that?
Osborne's still running it.
Same family that kidnapped me when I was 4. That's correct.
Yeah.
And then you still have the media owned by the same family and senators and where I was born. And they've been covering it up all my life with Roseanne Barr and Kathy O'Brien. And Hoffa raised O'Brien, Chucky O'Brien, and I'm Hoffa's family. You know all these things. I don't know if you put that in my book or not. I haven't read.
Oh, it's all there.
Yeah.
Patterson and Perry that supplied the hookers to Bill Clinton. So there's some more of the police that are not going to like hearing you talk about them.
The police murdered my wives. Police murdered Terry. Police murdered Victoria. State police.
Yeah.
And my second wife, who's still alive, her father was state policeman. He runs the biker gangs. And these people murdered 4 of my wives. And
Right.
in this, but they're all going to attack me. The bikers who killed my wives will attack me. The police who helped them murder my wives will attack me. The senators whose illegal gun and drug trade are going to attack me.
Right.
And I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, it's time these people
Honestly, don't care.
face some accountability.
They did this to me all my life. Murdered my family members and have tried to murder me my entire life. I'm still here. I lived long enough to write the truth down. And I didn't write it, you did. And you researched every word I said, didn't you?
500 pages, Hugh.
Yeah,
Well, we got a 30-page bibliography in there.
I know.
What's
Well,
this mean to you?
As soon as I have it edited, I'll get it back to you. And gee, they even stole it from you twice. They stole your thumb drive and they stole your computer when you mailed it to me.
They stole the computer for sure. What I mailed it to you, I don't know what happened to that thumb drive. I can't find it. I don't know if I lost it or if they stole it. I don't know when, where, or how.
I know.
I just can't find it.
They're professional. I know that.
Yeah.
CIA and FBI, they can walk in and out of your house and you don't even know they've been there, Greg.
Yeah. Well, I can't prove that they did or didn't. I just know I can't find it.
I've been fighting them all my life. They murdered my twin when I was 4.
They do it at your house a lot. Yeah. They just walk in whenever they feel like it.
I can't leave my home without it being walked into.
And they poison your food, move stuff around. And
All my life. And because they've done it to me so many times, I'm hard to kill.
yeah, you're really on to them. I know it.
I'm
What's this mean to you, Hugh? You want to do?
People tell me how great our government is, and our country isn't great. Our country hasn't been great since they murdered Lincoln.
Right.
When
Right.
they murdered Lincoln, they created public schools. They don't teach the Constitution. They've made so many laws that you can't be free in this country.
No, there's no freedom when you have to buy to get a car, you have to buy a license plate, a driver's license, pay property tax on that car, gas taxes on the car, and sales tax on the car.
I'm tired of the lies from the White House. Kamala Harris is telling me gasoline's gone down for the past 2-3 months, 2-3 weeks. On the mainstream news today, my gas has gone up. I'm paying almost $6 a gallon. It hasn't gone down. And that's all I ever hear from the White House is lies, propaganda and lies. And this is coming from the very people who murdered 2 of my wives on the Manning Ranch, hiding the truth of who really murdered the Kennedy family. And they think they're replacing all the names in my family with Black women. And then he comes out on TV and says the replacement theory is not true. And I'm not even allowed on TV. Yes, it is true.
Right. Yeah, that's why they got the 42 on all
I'm the Jackson family. I'm the Gonzalez family. I'm the Harris family. And gee, who replaced me? Mexicans and Black women. Biden is
they took the 42 that was on your baby pictures.
Yeah, Joe Biden is the biggest liar I've ever heard in the White House.
Well, they took your 42, Hugh, and on tons of movies, and I took a clip and put it on Facebook there on our group. of just pictures of movies where they put the number 42 next to black characters.
No,
And
I'm well aware of it.
yeah, so it's obvious what they're doing. You know, they're replacing your birth
They
certificate
kidnapped me at 4 and they
or
doubled
your
me.
birth
They gave you Huey Lewis and Billy Squire as they
picture
stole
42 with all them.
great marks and patents from me. And I'm well aware of all of this.
Mhm.
But there's nothing about this government. The senators are all criminals. The last, all the presidents since Kennedy have been criminals.
I know another Miss Lincoln right now. I haven't told you about her yet, but I just posted about her. But a ministry that's working with Baker just stole a whole bunch of money from Miss Lincoln, and you know, so I comment on her page about I hope she gets her money back, and hopes put this ministry person in jail who's working with another Baker right now.
Yeah, I don't trust Christians or their churches. I know who they are. Um, I had a partner in a ministry and I would make $12,000 a week and he never gave me a paycheck. I mean, I know who these people are. And he did this so I couldn't hire an attorney after they murdered my attorney and my judge. And he did that to me for a year. Didn't give me a paycheck, so I couldn't hire another attorney because him and his friends murdered my attorney.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm well aware of that. My attorney was on his way to the district attorney's office to file murder charges after they dismembered and murdered one of my wives. You know, you can't trust priests or ministers or any Christian. They stab you in the back while they pretend they're your friend, and they teach you lies about God. They teach you to get on your knees and pray to Satan himself. I know who they are.
That's what you know, that's what this guy was doing to this woman, and not just her, but he married several women and took their money from them and divorced them right after that. And they're all ganging up on him, trying to get their money
I'm
back.
sorry to hear that. The Lincoln family are my cousins. You
Yeah.
know, Clara Harris, my family Harris was Lincoln's guest in Ford Theater when that actor killed him. And it's
Yeah.
not coincidence that musicians and actors stole my life. They stole my trademark bottom line. It's used all over the globe illegally. They stole my IRS tax licenses, my federal ASCAP and BMI federal court licenses. They murdered my wives, murdered my attorneys, and stole 28,000 worldwide entertainment contracts.
That's why McKinley was shot in front of the music hall too.
Because they run the media, I'm not allowed in the media. Mm-hmm. It's just amazing how I'm allowed on the news all over Europe, but I was born in America and I'm not allowed to talk for 5 seconds on the news in America.
Right. And all the way from the president down is totally banned you.
Murders and Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance. I'm the truth of it. Tony Tocco and Miller worked for me. George Knapp of Coast to Coast lied to me. I asked him to write about my murdered wives. He said he couldn't do anything not associated with Vegas. I was living in Vegas. And Frank Sinatra is one of my family members. He puts out a book about Hoffa. That's a complete lie. Mm-hmm. Why didn't he say the FBI arrested me on my Troy, Michigan driveway for Jimmy Hoffa's murder? Or that Jimmy Hoffa was with my mother that night. That's a Sly Fox. None of this is ever in the books or movies. And I asked the media to help me, Coast to Coast or George Knapp, and they lied to me. He couldn't write about me, but then he writes about Jimmy Hoffa in Michigan disappearing. David Gardner and Frank Sinatra and Mickey Rooney are my family members. But he couldn't write about anything that didn't have to do with Vegas.
Right.
I grew up on Hoover Street, and you have the Hoover Dam and Lake Mead right there where George Knapp lives. Mm-hmm. So
sounds like if he cared about truth, he'd be writing about you, but I don't think that's his agenda.
I'm tired of the journalists in the news. You know, all the journalists on all the mainstream news, all of them raped me when I was 4 years old.
Right.
Paulus, Garrett helped murder my attorney after my wife was murdered. Garrett destroyed my business right from his White House CBS office. And you know, you have Osborne running the news, you have Graham running the news, you have all the people that raped me all my life. They run the media.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not allowed on it. They write books that are complete lies. And you watch, they'll attack me in every way that they can. And they'll make up more lies, give you more UFOs and aliens to hide me behind at S4.
Right, right.
I was kidnapped at 4 on Squire. My family built Area 51, S4. They've been hiding me behind aliens and UFOs my entire life, 70 years.
Yeah, Squire 4, I get it.
Because I'm the truth of Kennedy's murder.
Right.
And I think half of them don't even know it. And I think the other half do. People like Greer knows it.
Yeah, yeah. Greer was Kennedy's limo driver. That's Secret Service. He knows.
And they've been hiding me all my life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Behind UFOs at S4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just tired of it, Greg.
Like Anderson Cooper in the media. He knows. He knows exactly who you are.
Anderson kidnapped and raped me, and Cooper kidnapped and raped my daughter. Anderson Cooper 360, CNN.
Right, right.
My daughter's mother was Nancy. They doubled Nancy. Then they murdered Nancy when they let Lavoy Finicum. They murdered Lavoy Finicum and Nancy Lavoy.
Yeah.
At the same time, when they let the Bundys out of jail. They were trying to get me to get all the Patriots from Tennessee to move out to California here into Oregon, where I live, where I moved to after they murdered 2 of my wives.
It's always interesting how they sync 2 things. Just that's the same as the dynamite before they blew up the Georgia Guidestones. You know, they pair these things.
Well, that's a threat.
Right. Right. It's a threat against you. I know. Right.
They poisoned my water at the same time. I don't want to talk about my health, but I'm lucky I'm even alive right now.
Yeah, I know. And then they arrested a guy at the park right down the street from you because he was shooting into the water and yelling for some reason. And that sounded like a threat too, in my opinion.
Every day there's a murder, and the murder is all about hiding me in all media. And you know this.
Right.
They talk about the BS murder. Half of them don't even exist. They're just made up stories. And they bury me. And at the same time, they're killing people around me.
Right.
It's a threat to me.
Yeah.
Because every time they throw a hit at me, I live through it. All my life. I've lived through so many hits, it's pathetic.
Yeah, we got a list of them in the book. And it's not even nearly all. That's only a tiny fraction of them.
The police that are supposed to protect me from people trying to kill me, they go to sleep, they sleep with my wives, and then they murder my wives. The very people, the detectives who are supposed to protect me, help murder my wives. After having sex with them. Akers lived on 8 Mile and Outer Drive there, where Eminem lives now.
They even break in, steal your shirt, and go commit crimes just to get on TV with your shirt on.
They rob banks wearing my clothing. That's great.
They stole out of your house.
If I go to the police station, they don't make out reports. That's just like when they murdered Brian Baldwin. Rusty murdered Brian Baldwin in Michigan, called me on the phone, told me he was going to shoot me in the back of the head. Came out to where I lived in California to do that. And then the very family that kidnapped me at 4 Hall handed Alec Baldwin a gun. And he shot his movie director.
This might blow some minds.
None
I discovered.
Coincidence. None of it.
Yeah, no, I know. Look how far back this goes. You're talking about your family, you know, and Baldwin's, right?
Yeah,
The Battle of Dory Layam in 1097.
yeah, well,
Hugh and Baldwin were together fighting the Turks
yeah,
a
yeah,
1,000 years ago.
yeah, I'm aware of all of that. My history goes back before Jesus Christ walked on the earth.
Mhm. Another interesting fact that I
That's why
found
they're
the other day.
stealing all my family names. You know, they tear down my family statues and then they put up statues to black women.
Right.
And that's what they're doing right now. And Biden's doing it.
Hmm. I found it
Biden,
interesting that Putin's
Joe
on your
Biden
side.
doesn't even know what color he is.
No, now Putin was on your side though when he put that basketball player that I think she's gay, that gay black basketball player in prison. I knew what that was about. I was like, yeah, he's giving the middle finger to Joe Biden's entire agenda doing that. I knew exactly what he was doing.
Uh, Joe Biden is a joke.
Hmm.
The guy's a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
And he takes payola from China with Hunter. You know, I'm St. Hubert the Hunter in my church.
Yeah, yeah, you got that too
You
in
know,
history.
and I was told that the day I was born by the Catholic Church. You know, um, so China hands Hunter 1.5 billion, and his dad's got a bank account right there with him. But Joe Biden, he only has a few $1,000,000. This is so corrupt, it's pathetic. And then they act like all the founders are bad people. No, the founders weren't bad people. I heard on the mainstream news today they were praising some black woman, said she was just like Whoopi Goldberg and Kamala Harris, the VP. Well, gee, Kamala Harris, her family sold slaves for the kings of Europe.
Yeah, you sure
Here
wouldn't
in the
want to be like
colonies.
that family.
Here in the colonies. Yeah, and they're saying, gee, how great it is that we have a VP, Harris, and she's a slave trader.
Yeah, these people are
She
delusional.
comes, yeah, and they hide it from each generation. Kamala Harris's family sold slaves
Yeah,
from,
brought them here
from
from Africa
Africa,
on slave
brought them
ships.
here.
Yeah,
And
they're more at fault than
her,
anybody. They
her own
actually went and
father
got
wrote
them.
books about it.
Yeah, I know.
In
Yeah.
America, they don't say this, but how great it is that we have these black slave traders in the White House. And I'm tired of this. This country isn't great. This country is a one great big lie.
There's no
Oklahoma
freedom.
bombing, Oklahoma bombing, Kennedy's murder, Lincoln's murder, 9/11. This is all lies. So I lost you again, and I'm going to just end it here. Are you there, Greg? I'm going to end this video right here.